all of our money is going into one account, and from it, we're trying to give ourselves a payment every week, bi-weekly, or monthly. So how this works is our money is coming into our account, and we have one account as a holding account. Now, we can create different hybrids, there's no one size fits all, but we recommend having an account for your fixed expenses, variable expenses, irregular expenses, emergency savings, and our different goal savings. We need to be incredibly organized with this, especially if we're writing checks, knowing exactly what check number goes to different accounts, because if we end up writing the wrong check number, it can bounce and charge us NSF fees, which by the way, you can try to negotiate as well when you call up your financial institution. Yes?
I have a question. I would like to know what's the actual difference between variable and irregular expenses.
Variable and irregular expenses. We're going to get into irregular expenses a few slides later on, but just from a basic standpoint, irregular expenses are expenses that happen once in a while. So they're not going to be happening every single month. Maybe they're going to happen every 3 months, every 4 months, every year. So examples of these would be things like property taxes, GST. Yes, definitely. Uyghur has a Costco membership. A lot of us are using buses, right? So there's Costco memberships, anything like this. We want to have these different accounts separate because when everything's all piled in together, money's coming in, money's going out, we have no clue where it's going. And the nice thing about having different accounts is we can actually go back into the statements and see exactly how we're actually doing and where we can cut back. People with hybrids where they'll have the fixed and variable expenses together, but especially when it comes to different emergency savings and irregular expenses, I highly recommend having them separate because impulse purchases end up being tempting when we can see our emergency savings. For everybody, I've seen credit cards, so even myself, if my money is in my checkings account and not in my savings, I'm just more tempted to spend it, of course. Yes?
I actually got the idea from my school It's Koho. It's where they have a variable credit card, everything, you just fund it yourself.
Oh, okay.
And so I literally take, I email transfer the money out of my account, into my Koho account, so I never.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so just, having that separate account, of course. That's awesome, thank you. And and it's free. And it's free, okay, good to know, great, thank you for sharing. And honestly, even with myself, I have a separate account at a bank where for my different savings and investments, where I don't have a bank card to it, I don't have online access, but I will go in and actually talk with my advisor and just see how things are going, and then I'll actually get statements so I can make sure everything's on track. But if it was something I always had access to, it's kind of tempting, right? We're human. So, and thank you all for your comments. I really love that everybody's sharing because we're all learning from each other. So what this would look like, there's a couple different variations, but say we first want to look at our average annual income. So if we go back a few years, if we've had income coming in for a few years, say you have Joe. Are there any Joes? I don't like to call you. Alright, so say that we have Joe. Joe's 2015 income was 36,000. His 2016 income was 45,000, and his 2017 income was 40,000. He'd average up 30, and so you see that his average income for the year is $40,333. So his monthly income, he'd give himself $3,361 each month. And so based off of that, all his money comes in, he puts it into one account, which is his holding account, and then he budgets based off of the amount that he pays himself each month. We can do this even with, yes?
I was wondering, is this income that you're putting down after taxes?
Yeah, typically that's a really important comment as well. So what we usually recommend is that we want to figure out what works best for us. We can either right away put money straight from each check that we receive or any contract that we receive into a separate account just for taxes, or if it works for us, actually just budgeting based off of that monthly income and making sure money goes in for taxes. But no matter what we do, whether we do it beforehand or afterhand, having a separate account for taxes, of course. So thank you for that comment. Any more comments?
Question. Now, with myself, I actually just started my own business this year. So prior to that, I was on a salary base and everything. So does that affect what your average annual income's going to be, because you don't know how much you're gonna make in that first year, right?
Yeah, definitely, and that's why for this technique, I suppose, this technique of actually using a holding account, it might not be the best fit for us until we have several months of like, or even a year's worth of income, because then at least we can look at each month and average it out. Otherwise, we're gonna also be going over like having a lean budget versus like having a budget for good months as well. So that might be a better fit for you. All right.
Okay,
great.
so wait the year type thing?
Yeah, so I recommend like even trying to wait a year and then try to average it out. But I always recommend if it's just a year worth, like a year's worth of data or information that we actually have, trying to be very conservative about what we actually think we're going to be getting every single month. Is that on tape?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
great. Yes, of course.
So what if, like, you're looking at the total income, is that gross or net?
Yeah, and yeah, that's a good
Because
question.
for self-employed people, that's a big.
Exactly, we need to
big
consider.
variable.
Exactly, and that's what, no matter what we have coming in for our income, either we want to be putting money aside for our taxes all the time.
No,
So,
but like, after your business expenses, like, is this your, like, take home yours?
yeah,
Is that what you're talking
yeah, and we're keeping that, yeah, so this is separate from our business expenses, exactly. This is focusing on budgeting for our own personal, like, use, because we wanna keep the two separate, as so often it can just, if we try to like combine the two, it ends up becoming just really messy, of course. So this is after just our personal budget and our business budget. Great, does that sound good? Okay, perfect.
And this is net,
Pardon? Yeah.
net income?
Yeah. Alright, so then looking at our monthly average, even if we're looking at like data from monthly income, we want to take our different months. So in this example, we're just using 3 months, but typically we want to average everything out, of course. So in this example, their average income is $3,700. So then they're going to budget based off of that. Of course, the amounts are inflated, it's just an example that they use. It's going to be different for every single person. So different things that we want to remember to keep track of when we're using this method is keeping track of money coming in and going out. Having these separate accounts and just tracking our expenses. I'm gonna sound like I'm beating a dead horse, I'm sorry guys, but if there's one thing we walk away with and we decide not to do anything else, just tracking our expenses will help us so much. Putting money into savings monthly, and we don't want to rely on credit to supplement our income. And sometimes that means having a difficult conversation with ourselves where we have to figure out, okay, are we relying on credit a bit too much, because it is either a tool or a trap depending on how we end up using it. The two budget method is if we don't really have access to a lot of data, like if we're just starting our business and we don't have a lot of information of how much money we're going to have coming in every single month, we can use two budgets. So this is also really great for people who have seasonal or predictable changes in their income. And we also want to adjust our variable spending and our savings contributions. We can't really change our fixed expenses, but we can change how much we save. We always want to save no matter what, but also our variable expenses, and this is where tracking will really help, of course, again. So for two budgets, we need to know exactly our monthly cost of living, know where we can cut back during lean months, and this is where expense tracking comes into play, of course. And we want to always, no matter what, put money into our savings every single month. It's stressful, trying to always save, of course, but it's going to help us in the long run. Even if it's a small amount, like $20 or $40, it helps us. $39 bi-weekly every 2 weeks being put into a savings account is $1,000 in a year. That's like a short-term emergency savings expense, right? That's like a couple lattes at Starbucks. And we want to try to make sure we do not depend on credit to supplement our income. So if you're visual, here's what it looks like. During good months, we're putting more money towards our variable expenses and our savings. Fixed expenses don't change. Then during leaner months, our fixed expenses are the same, but we're still putting money into our savings, just not as much. And we're trying to cut back on those variable expenses. My boss always says, maybe during good months we're spending, money on like better food at times, we're treating ourselves out, and later months we're focusing more on beans or something like that, right? But just figuring out exactly where we can cut back. To make lean work, we want to adjust in food, so like groceries, eating out. Entertainment's that big one. We even just track entertainment and eating out, there's definitely that. And even focusing like when we're looking at marketing or networking, coffees or dinners out, so like no matter print or radio ads, if we're looking at like different budgets for our business expenses as well. Again, I recommend keeping those business expenses and that business budget separate compared to just our personal expenses. I like to have different budgets for everything. And we don't, no matter what, want to eliminate our savings. Now our savings, it's frustrating even looking at it sometimes, it can be overwhelming, and especially in business owners, we want to be compassionate with ourselves and kind to ourselves. Even if we can't save as much as we want to save, we want to be kind to ourselves and really celebrate the small ones. So looking at irregular expenses, emergency funds, and taxes. So irregular expenses, we talked about our expenses that happen once in a while. So expenses like Costco cards, property taxes, anything along those lines. What are other examples of irregular expenses? Car maintenance, medical, yeah, prescriptions, optometrist bills, anything like that. Anything else? When it comes to seasonal expenses in the budget, everything that has a little asterisk or star beside it is our seasonal or irregular expense. How do we manage these without a budget? Or not without a budget, without using credit? Save for them, that's exactly it. What do you guys do that works for you? How do you save for them? Like, is there a technique you have, or?
I have a monthly entertainment budget. It isn't used every month.
Okay.
And whatever I don't use gets set aside as one of those accounts. Every summer I go on vacations with whatever I can afford.
Okay.
Take a look at, earlier in the year, all right, I got this much for my summer trips, let's do it.
Awesome, great, thank you. So definitely, we want to try to save for them, but we also recommend actually, I accidentally went ahead of it. We're behind. All right. My apologies, guys. Oh, no. Sorry, guys. We definitely recommend keeping this separate, adding up the expenses for all of our irregular expenses for an entire year, being realistic with ourselves, and then dividing by 12. If we have kids, this also includes things like September's coming up, there's like any school expenses, school supplies, anything like that. And another big one that usually makes a lot of us is actually saving and budgeting and planning in advance for the holiday season. January 1st is our busiest day, and there's a reason people want to have resolutions, but it's also because a lot of us aren't planning out how much we're going to spend during the holiday season. We usually recommend prepping and planning what our expenses will be for the holiday seasons in June or July. I know it's such a huge amount, but it ends up saving us more if we're starting to prep year round for the holiday season. Yes?
If you see something you know someone will like for Christmas, get it for them then. Save it till Christmas.
Exactly.
I buy all of my things year round, so when it comes to Christmas, I actually have money.
Yeah, exactly, that's awesome. We definitely suggest that as well, so thank you. Another thing we suggest, especially for like holiday expenses, because it impacts people a lot, is starting in like July, August, buying $25 gift cards or just putting that amount aside for like any grocery store that we know we're going to shop at, so that we have that amount of money for the food that we're going to need to purchase at that point, of course. Anyway, so we want to add up the cost of every regular expense for an entire year, divide by 12, and then deposit this amount into the new account monthly. We can deposit it bi-weekly as well, if that works better. And again, just tracking the ins and outs. If we have this as a separate account, we don't end up using it for impulse purchases or emergencies when they come out, and we don't end up using credit. If we can't put the full amount into that irregular expense account, that's okay. Just putting a little bit aside will still help us, and it'll mean we're not using credit as much. Now, what this would look like is, say that Leandro, his annual irregular expenses are $3,000. Every month we deposit $250 each month into this account. Bi-weekly, he put $116 each pay period if he, was, paying himself for like his holding account or anything like that every 2 weeks or bi-weekly. Now, what about emergencies? Would anybody like to share what are some examples of common emergencies out there, just emergencies?
Your furnace breaks.
Your furnace breaks, yes, definitely. Anita?
Your pet needs to go for surgery.
Pardon?
Your pet needs to have surgery.
Yeah, that's a big one actually, definitely. I had a friend who ended up, his dog needed a surgery and it was $2,000. Yeah. I've had weird emergency expenses. My brother-in-law was helping me move and he lost my mattress on the hammer. I was very mad at him. I was so angry. He's like, I'll replace it. Then we replaced it with a really hard one and I was like, okay, looks like I'm buying a new mattress. I've had a tree fall on my car too while it was parked. I've been jinxed in weird ways, but if there's one thing we can be certain about, it's about knowing that just like death and taxes, there will always be emergencies. You can hope that we're lucky, and hopefully we are, but usually an emergency expense will come up, right? Hopefully yours aren't as weird as mine are. I like came out, oh no, my car was also broken into at one point. There's a lot of stuff that happens to my car. So I've definitely learned, especially because of my vehicle and the people in my life, like my brother-in-law, to always have an emergency expense, right? Because it helps. Even a little bit. We always know emergencies are going to happen, but having even in the short term, aiming for $1,000, remember that's $39 every 2 weeks in a year-long short-term emergency fund. In the long term, we aim for 3 to 6 months. If it's okay if 3 to 6 months is too daunting, if $39 is too daunting, we can even throw in $20 every 2 weeks. It's just having something there helps quite a bit. An emergency does not count, like stampede does not count as the emergency or anything like that. An actual emergency, right? And we need to try to be strict with ourselves about that. When it comes to taxes, regardless of our income, we are required to pay our income tax every single year. And so we want to be putting money aside for our taxes based off of our income that's always coming in. Just having this as a separate account, and we're not going to touch, of course. CRA can do a lot. They're not like regular creditors, of course. They are able to freeze bank accounts, cancel credit cards, even like just garnish income, of course. They can place liens and force the sale of business and personal property. And a lot of the times what they really want, if we are owing them money, is they just want to communicate with us. We have clients who actually came to us and they, basically this man was struggling to pay back his, what he owed to the government, and they kept trying to contact him. And it's like, human behavior where facing financial challenge, he was ignoring it because he was scared and he was uncomfortable. And even when we told him, you should try to communicate with them, he still didn't do that. Eventually they ended up freezing his bank account so he couldn't access them. And it was just because they wanted to actually try to make contact with him and see what the situation was. And when we actually was able to communicate with them, he was able to come up with a plan to be able to actually pay it back. But the biggest thing is we definitely want to keep, we definitely just want to keep money aside for our taxes because it can get really frustrating if we owe as well as when they're trying to get a hold of us, and it can be really scary as well. If we need more clarification of how to deal with any debts, I highly recommend talking to a accredited credit counseling charity or not-for-profit. I usually say any charity or not-for-profit. I'm biased, I work at Credit Counseling Society, so I'm going to say they're awesome. But there's other ones out there, and you guys as the consumers can definitely look into different ones. But the biggest thing we want to look into is knowing that they are accredited, who they're accredited through, what fees they offer, and what sort of training the credit counselors go through, right? One thing that we really see from financial challenges is when we're struggling with these, people end up ignoring, and it gets worse and worse and worse. We have more options available to us when we get help and communicate with our creditors right away, rather than waiting until it's too long. And sometimes it's just scary, but it's worth talking to our credit counselor to help tell us what our rights and responsibilities are and help us come up with a logical plan out. To avoid tax issues, we want to save our taxes, keep track of our work expenses for possible deductions, keep business and personal accounts separate, keep financial papers for at least 6 years. And in the organizing our finances in 1 month checklist, it'll tell us exactly how long we should keep different financial statements and different papers. So I can definitely send that out to you. And getting expert help with a bookkeeper or accountant. If even creating a budget is scary, you can always talk to a credit counselor and they'll help you create a budget if that's all you need. And it's free, so why not, right? Sometimes just getting started is scary. When it comes to debt, we want to try not to subsidize our business income with our personal credit cards. We want to deal with our personal debts and get help right away. And if you take on debt for the business, know what we're actually getting into. One of the problems that we see that's really common among everybody is people will take on different debts or sign contracts without actually reading the fine print because they want straight fine print, right? Boring. And I know I'm nerdy and I sound nerdy, but honestly, reading that fine print, it's a little bit tedious, but really knowing what our contract means, as well as what that means like a year from now, or like, you know, in the long term, because it's so easy to sign something, but then we get stuck in a contract and we have no idea how we're going to pay it back, right? This brings us to the end of the session. Do you have any last comments, tips, questions? Yes.
My mentor actually suggested that we put 20% away of like all our, like every time we get paid.
Yeah.
20% away into a separate account, and like you said, don't touch it. And then come tax time, you'll have more than enough to pay the government.
Yeah, definitely. That's an awesome suggestion, so thank you. Any others?
Depends on your tax rate.
Yeah.
20% If you ever get up to the big money, it's 50%, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Only when you do, yeah.
Yeah, actually getting professional services as well.
Yeah.
And I know I talked about tracking our expenses a lot, but this actually shows us, if you can take one and hand it down, that would be great. This is an awesome tool to actually show us where our money is going. So I'm just gonna mention, and these are all the same. Oh, you know. Alright, I'll start at this side as well. It actually shows us the little things. Because we often, a lot of us say, no, I have no money, like, I don't know where it's going, but then we're getting a Starbucks coffee, because, hey, it's tempting, right? But even spending $7 less a day, and this is without investing it or getting any interest on it, in a week that's $49, 30 days $210, but in a year that's $2,555. 5 years, that's $12,782. And we can change it around, so it goes up to, I believe, $15, spending that much less a day, and it shows us exactly $15 less a day. I know a lot of people who end up spending $15 on like lunches or eating out a day. See some of you guys smiling. But in a year, that's over $5,000. So, yeah, it's a good tool. And on the very back, it's really handy as well, so it shows us credit card debt. So it shows us, say that we just, let's use a small amount. We owe $3,000 on a credit card, 19.9% interest rate. We're only making that minimum payment at $60. It'll take us 53 years to pay off. And almost $13,000 in interest. But if we even just put $40 on top of that, it'll take us 3.5 years to pay off. And our total interest is $1,184. So it's a really good tool to have. Any comments or questions? No? Alright, thank you for attending the workshop. If you'd like additional resources, those checklists, feel free to take my card and just email me.
What business do you have some kind?
I'm in
It's my personal.
Yeah.
You're part of the Bowen Financial Group.
No, I'm on my own.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah, not a realtor. I used to be a realtor long time back.
Okay.
Then I became a builder, then I became an investor, and land development. So it's been step by step.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
thank you. So now I'm planning.
Just in case anybody would like to solve credit card please don't call me because I don't pick up some of the time I'm always out of the house. But call your wife's
So what-
number,
okay.
somebody will pick up. Our average wait time is about 3 seconds, so you're not missing more calls away from your
Yeah, well, I've always been confused about So there's cannabis, I know about cannabis, but there's the hemp.
So what happens is cannabis is cannabis in
And they mentioned,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
and cannabis, sitting, so industrial
Yeah,
as a whole.
yeah, they talk one-on-one about over everything and, like, they're kind of take their income after the fire. Yeah, and if we don't pay budgeting help, they can do
Doesn't
that.
have, it's got
Yeah.
14 to 50 years.
Okay.
So we have, we actually have that right now, covered. And then Friday, that's how,
Okay.
we're at that house.
So that's a big part of industrial Canada market since 1998.
No, okay, my bad.
It's big.
You look very
It's a big one.
yes.
It's